Ooh, look at the banana in that. You can see it. Zoom in, cameraman. I've decided that I'm going to eat at every restaurant on Disney property, but free will isn't nearly as fun, so let's spin the wheel. Alright, so we are gonna do another sit-down episode. I know there's kind of been more than I initially promised lately. Don't get your hopes up that that'll happen too often. I'm just trying to film quite a bit before Food and Wine starts, because to be honest, once Food and Wine starts, all my money's gonna go there, and I won't have quite as much money to eat at the sit-down restaurants, unfortunately. And same with Horror Nights and eating all of that food. So before Food and Wine and Horror Nights even starts, we're gonna spin the wheel. Episode 3, very exciting. It's landing on... Nope, stay right there. Don't do it. Thank God, it's landing on Park. It was like an inch, like a centimeter away from Resort. Okay, we're going to Park. I'm very excited. Not that I wouldn't have been excited to go to a resort again, but like, it's time we went to a park. I'm very excited. Okay, let's see what park we're going to for the first park episode of the Sit Down series. Let's see. Very excited. Ooh, okay. All right. It is going to be Animal Kingdom. There's not a lot of options at Animal Kingdom, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so we have only 4 options at this wheel. Animal Kingdom does not have a lot of options, but we're going to shuffle, we're going to see. We're going to hope it doesn't land on character dining, or I will throw up. I'm not good with characters. It's looking like Tiffins. Bro, isn't Tiffins expensive? Isn't Tiffins fancy? I don't know. I've never been to Tiffins. My family has. They didn't have a good experience. They didn't have a good waiter. But maybe I will. Maybe that's what it takes to break the cycle. Let's go to Tiffins. So Tiffins is a restaurant located in Animal Kingdom on Discovery Island, closest to the entrance to Pandora. It opened pretty recently, all things considered, on May 27th, 2016. Its theme is based on the exploration that Imagineers did when they were traveling to Africa and Asia to do research for Animal Kingdom. As such, it is named after an Indian meal known as tiffin, which is a smaller meal in between breakfast and lunch that is usually served inside of a metal container also called a tiffin, and they actually have one in display at the restaurant, which is cool. Now, Tiffins is one of the signature dining options on Disney property. What does this mean? It just means that it has a bit of a classier and more upscale vibe than your average restaurant. But don't worry, unlike other signature restaurants on property, such as some of the ones at the resorts, there is no dress code for Tiffins. You can just wear regular park attire. The food on the menu is just going to be a little bit pricier than what you might be used to seeing. They are open for lunch from 11:30 to 4, and for dinner from 4 to 6. Although from what I can tell, the menu is the exact same. They don't serve breakfast, and yeah, they are going to close a little earlier just because Animal Kingdom as a park generally closes earlier. I will also say that right next door to Tiffins is going to be the Nomad Lounge. This is a bar/lounge area that serves drinks and a lot of the appetizers from Tiffins. So if you want just a little taste of going to Tiffins without actually going to Tiffins, Nomad Lounge might be a good option for you. It is on this list because I do consider it to be table service, so we'll hit it eventually. However, just a heads up, this place is walk-up list only. You can't make reservations ahead of time. So if you know you're going to want to hit up Nomad Lounge, maybe stop there as soon as possible and add your name to that walk-up list. So let's go to Animal Kingdom for my first time at Tiffins. Alright guys, we've arrived. We're here at Animal Kingdom. The sign is over there. I'm not in front of it at all. I'm kind of in the corner of Animal Kingdom. We have a 4:15 reservation for Tiffins. We're gonna go eat some food. I don't know.
Yeah,
here's a that is what you do at restaurants. I'm really bad at the intro stuff. Here's a funny story. I've never eaten at Tiffins, but my family has, and they had like I said, they had a really bad waiter. Apparently the waiter was like really snobby to them, and like anything they ordered, he was like, oh, okay. And so that gave him like a really bad experience on Tiffins. But they said the food was good. The food was fine, but the experience was so bad that they never want to go back. So I'm on a mission to see if Tiffins is good and also redeem Tiffins for my family. And if I see that waiter, it's on site. Let me tell you. I don't know his name or what he looks like or anything about him, but it's on site if I do see him somehow. All right, let's go to Tiffins. Once again,
Here's my abridged spiel that if there's a place you know you want to eat on Disney property, it's safest to get a reservation for that place in advance. While not every place necessarily needs a reservation for you to get in, because places do have walk-up lists, a reservation is the best way to guarantee that you are going to get a table when you want a table, because you never truly know how long a walk-up list will be, or if the walk-up list will even be offered, because for some of the more popular locations, they do turn off the walk-up list if there is no availability. But for Tiffins, we went around 4:15 on a Thursday, and the walk-up list was only 10 minutes long. So it seems as if it's not that hard to get into. Now, Tiffins is also on the Disney dining plan. However, if you want to eat here, each entree for adults is going to be worth 2 dining credits. This is likely because it is considered signature dining and the food is a little bit more expensive. So even if you're on the Disney dining plan, it's a bit of a splurge.
And let's get ranking. Category 1, theming and seating.
Alright, so we're seated. First impressions on the theme. It's really nice in here. I like all the decor on the walls. I especially like the lit up constellations of the animals on the wall. It is really quiet in here. There's not a lot of people in here right now, so I don't think you'd have a hard time getting a table if you just walked up. But still, again, see behind us, it's really cute. I really like it. Apparently the theme is based on like the research that Imagineers did when they were researching for Animal Kingdom, which I think is so fun. On our way in, they were showing us like sketchbooks from their travels and photos from their travels. So that's really fun, especially as like a fan of theme parks and like an enthusiast of this kind of stuff. I think it's really nice in here. I really, really like the theme. I would say so far the nicest theming I've been to for this series, but we've only been to 3 places for this series, but I like this theming the most. It's very, very cute in here.
The theme here is beautiful, truly. I love the decor on the walls. And the restaurant was designed for you to explore it, just like the Imagineers explored Asia and Africa. So you can get up and walk around and look at all the different artwork and really take it in if you'd really like to. But in terms of ambiance for your meal, it's breathtaking. Every little detail when it comes to the theme here is thought out. And I didn't know while I was eating, but there is a whole nother dining room that also has beautiful artwork. I do believe that this is the nicest restaurant I've been to so far for this series.
Given how much I absolutely adored the theming in here, I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10.
Now, category 2, food.
Given that Tiffins is based off the research Imagineers did in Africa and Asia, the menu at Tiffins consists of African and Asian inspired food. I looked at the menu. I was between getting the shrimp and grits and the Szechuan noodles. I was like hemming and hawing back and forth on it, but I think I am going to get the shrimp and grits, but I lucked out because Emily is here. You want to be shown? She wants the Szechuan noodles. So again, in classic me fashion, I'm going to steal bites of Emily's Szechuan noodles and see if it's good. For our appetizer, I was also going back and forth on a lot of different options, but I decided we should probably just get the bread service, the Tiffins bread service. It seems like the most popular appetizer. You know, I'm here to judge popularity. I am. So we're going to get the bread service. And then for dessert, I don't know. I'm stuck between all 3 of them, really. I can see charm in all 3 of the desserts. They have a Lion King dessert. They have a mango sticky rice, but they also have a creme brulee. We'll decide more in the moment on that one, but I'm excited. Before diving into what we had to eat, let's talk kids' meals. Your kids can choose between these 4 entrees, and included with that entree, you can choose 2 of these sides. If you would like, vegetables or fruit are available for appetizers, but they are a la carte, which means they're going to be an added price from that entree and 2 sides. In addition, this is going to be one of the many locations that sell the specialty character drink, which is a lemonade with cotton candy flavor that's going to be served in a character cup. Several places on property serve this. Tiffins is one of them. For our appetizer, we got the Tiffins signature bread service, which comes with 3 types of bread, each accompanied by a corresponding sauce. The first bread was pão de queijo, aka Brazilian cheese bread, paired with a guava sauce. First, I know I'm going to butcher the pronunciation right now, so I'll worry about that later when I have the internet. This is the pão de queijo. Let's give it a taste. This is what I'm most excited for, so let's see. That's really good. The bread itself is really good. The topping is really nice. It's got a nice sweet flavor. I think I almost prefer it without the topping though, just because I like the cheese bread so much. but it's got a sweet and savory thing going on that's really good. I think I'll probably eat it without the topping for the rest. It's good, but I'll probably use it on a different bread because I just like this cheese bread so much. It doesn't even need any sauce. It's delicious. It's cheesy.
To be honest, while individually this bread was my favorite bread and this sauce was my favorite sauce, I didn't really like to eat them together. Like I said, I liked the cheese bread so much I just wanted to eat it on its own. But I will say I did end up pairing the guava sauce with the other breads, and I liked it a whole heck of a lot more on those breads. The next bread is papadam, which is a type of fried bread paired with a ginger pear chutney.
Let's move on to this one. It's more like a pita, and it's got like, I put the smallest amount on it. It's got like a pear sauce on it. So let's see. Okay. The pita is really good. It's got a nice strong flavor. I really like that chutney. The pear flavor, it's nice and sweet. I don't know if it has any like ginger involved, but it almost tastes a little gingery too, which is nice. Nice balance. I really like that flavor. That's really good. And I think I'll probably use this one as a chaser for like the sauces, to be completely honest, but I'm glad that it's here so that I can do that.
This was by far the most unique bread on the table. It didn't even feel like bread, it felt more like a really flavorful chip. But the spices on it were really nice, it had a nice flavor. This was Emily's favorite, she loved the flavor of it. I, like I said, preferred to use it as more of a blank canvas for me to enjoy the sauces. And last but not least, we have the Thai red curry milk bread, paired with a coconut curry sauce.
But last, let's try this bread right here. I want to say there's some kind of coconut involved with this bread. I don't know how I feel about curry. It might be spicy. Let's see. I like that a lot. The bread is nice and soft, delicious. It's got a nice flavor. I can't really say that I get any specific tones of a specific flavor in the bread, but overall the bread is just really good. That curry has a slight kick to it, but nothing I can't handle, nothing too bad. Ultimately, it just adds like an extra flavor and texture that's like really great.
This one was actually my favorite one to pair with the guava sauce. So maybe I'm just uncultured, but if you get the bread service, try this bread with the guava sauce. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
So honestly, 3 really solid breads, 3 really solid sauces. This is a really fun bread and I'm like posing with it. This is a really good bread service. I think my favorite is definitely the cheese bread. And my favorite of the sauces is actually also the sauce that's supposed to go with the cheese bread, but I'll probably eat it with this instead because the cheese bread is just so good on its own. It doesn't even need a sauce. So bread service is a win all around.
For my entree, I got the shrimp and grits, which is a South African mealy pap with roasted corn and goat cheese, topped with peri-peri shrimp and a green tomato apple chutney.
Alright, our food is here. I got the shrimp and grits. I'm really excited for this, so let's just dig right in. Starting with the grits. The shrimp and grits, it's so delicious. The like grits themselves, they have a nice texture. It has a nice goat cheese flavor. If you don't like goat cheese, I wouldn't get it because you can definitely taste the goat cheese, but I love goat cheese, so I'm really vibing with that. It has a nice creamy flavor. The shrimp itself is really good. The spices taste great. Together, when they're paired together, they're just delicious and brilliant. This is a really good dish. I really like it. Really solid. I have to say, I like the grits more than the shrimp. It should surprise nobody. I'm a cheese and carbs girl at my core. It's a really delicious meal.
I will also say that while this dish is expensive, they do give you a really good amount of shrimp. I know some places really skimp out when they have shrimp on the menu, but they did not do that here. Also, the goat cheese flavor in the grits is really strong. I loved it because I love goat cheese and I thought it was really unique and yummy. Emily got these Szechuan noodles, which is yakisoba noodles, sesame chinkyang sauce, Japanese eggplant, and Szechuan chili garlic oil.
Alright, I'm going to try these Szechuan noodles now. Again, they're Emily. She was very nice to let me have a bite, so let's see how these taste. These are really great. They have a really nice flavor. There is a slight kick, ever so slight, but it's nothing too bad because it's really flavorful, really delicious. That toss tastes good. The noodles are great. This is a really good dish as well. Ultimately, I think I'm happy I got the shrimp and grits because I do think I like it just a little bit more, but this one's a really solid, really good. Especially my Asian food loving heart. This is delicious. I'm gonna give it back to Emily though. This is her dinner. She should eat it. For dessert, we got the Lion King 30th anniversary dessert, which is called Remember Who You Are. It's a Kenyan coffee mousse filled with caramelized bananas, topped with chai chantilly, banana caramel sauce, chocolate coffee crumble, and some Lion King themed decor. Alright, it's dessert time. We got the Lion King 30th anniversary dessert, which is like a chocolate mousse with like bananas inside. So I'm just gonna break into it. Let's see here. Ooh, look at the banana in that. You can see it. Zoom in, cameraman. Alright, let's try it. That's really good. The mousse is very light, which I like because when I get like dark chocolate mousse, I always think that it's too heavy. It's very light on this one, so it's very easy to eat. Doesn't feel too filling, which is great after having a very filling meal. The coffee flavor is strong, so if you don't like coffee, it might not be your vibe. But I'll let you know because Emily doesn't like coffee and she's gonna have a bite. So I'll let you know on that I not like coffee. I didn't record Emily's reaction because she didn't want to be on camera, but I will say that while she did agree that the coffee flavor was strong, she felt like she could eat it. She still had a pretty okay time with it, regardless of the coffee flavor. The flavor on the banana is really great. Sometimes I'm very picky about banana. If it's too artificial flavored, I don't like it, but yeah, the flavor on that banana is nice and sweet, mixed with the caramel really well. This is a really fun dessert. I don't know how long it'll stick around because it is a Lion King 30th anniversary dish, so if you're interested in it, I would come here quickly and get it, but it is really nice. Presentation-wise, it kind of looks like a turd, but taste-wise, it's great. Good meal. Great meal. Great meal, even. All right, we just got out of our Tiffins meal. I really, really liked the food. I thought everything was absolutely delicious. I thought it was expertly cooked. I thought it was really great. Honestly, it could get a 10 out of 10. It really could. I think I'm going to take some time to think about it, let it settle. Oh boy, am I right next to that speaker. But I did really, really like the food. I think it could easily get a perfect 10 out of 10. And same with the theme, to be honest. I think the scoring could go great for that. My favorite thing was my shrimp and grits by far. It was delicious. Getting right to the point with the food score here, the food here is absolutely delicious. Especially those shrimp and grits, I'm still thinking about it now. So I do feel it deserves a perfect 10 out of 10. Real quick, category 3, value. Now, I don't mean to rip a perfect score away from Tiffins, but I don't think it can score perfect on value. Here's the thing, it is a signature dining location, which means just because of that title alone, the food is going to be more expensive. My shrimp and grits was $39. This is an expensive place. However, even though the prices are expensive, I don't think the portions are all that bad. For each item we got, I feel like I got plenty of food. And like I said when I was talking about the shrimp and grits, they didn't skimp out on that shrimp. So at least your $39 is going somewhere. So while I can't give it a perfect 5 out of 5 because it is very expensive, I still felt satisfied enough to give it a 4 out of 5. Despite being expensive, its portion sizes and quality of the food make it more worth it. Lastly, did I discover something? Would I choose to eat here over the choices I usually make in Animal Kingdom? Yeah, I could totally see myself eating there. It feels a little bit more sophisticated, but at the same time, it doesn't feel like a place you're unwelcome, at least not in my opinion. Again, whatever waiter made my family feel that way, it's on site with them. But our waiter was so sweet and so nice. We loved him. Yeah, I could definitely see myself stopping here again. It's some yummy food with a really nice, calm, quiet environment. So if you want to get away from the chaos of the theme park, it's very nice in there. So I would definitely stop here again, for sure. I think I would. It has redeemed itself from what my family thought of it, at least in my opinion. So Tiffins clocks in at a 24 out of 25. So close to a perfect score, but it was enough to skyrocket it to first place. The parks don't come to play. If you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and send it to someone you think might like it. And we'll see what's next.